What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another live. If you are new to my channel, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Donate. My Cash App is down below. Feel free to donate to my channel. I really appreciate it. It'll help me to meet the $100 threshold for this month. I think I'm stuck at like $58. But again, thank y'all for being here. In this live, I want to talk about 6 traits of a narcissist who has highly sexual energy, and they are like energy vampires, and they see everything sexually. They can't look past your appearance, and it's like they use that to get a high. And that's how they are when you're with them all the time, till it takes away from the moment. You never really get to know anything else about them. And they don't really get to know anything much about you. They kind of let you know what they're already interested in by the way they act when you're with them. And this can be on a date, it could be someone you work with, it can be someone who's close with your family, who's well known around the way. They will always let you know what they're most interested in you. So, the first trait or sign of an energy vampire I want to talk about is when they always mention how they are highly sexual, or some might call it hypersexual. They might say that they're high natured. And when these conversations take place early on, say for example, when you on a date with the narcissist, when you're in the early stages of still getting to know each other, and they always take it there. It's like they live for those conversations. That's a sign that they are highly sexual. And when it gets to the point where if you try to change the subject and they kind of go back to it and ease their way back into making comments on your body, that lets you know who you're dealing with. So be careful, because they show you who they are in the beginning. They let you know what they're all about. Some might call them a nymphomaniac, but they claim to have a high sex drive. And it's like, it really makes you uncomfortable talking to someone who's so comfortable talking about something like that. And you really just met. And think about it, if you're out on a date with a narcissist, not knowing who they are because you're just getting to know them, and you're out to eat, and you can't even enjoy your meal because they keep looking at you in a way like they're undressing you, and it gives you an uncomfortable feeling like, dang, can I eat? Or they may rush and eat their meal. They may not even get like a lot of food. They might order like just a small salad or something like that, something that they can eat very quickly. And they may tell you to order whatever you want, and or whatever. And you may order like a more big, heftier meal, or maybe not, or just something that takes time for them to prepare and bring it to your table. So they may be finished with their food by the time yours come. Because narcissists, they are very calculated. What they want is to be able to sit there across from you and watch you eat. Have y'all ever noticed how narcissists They pay attention to everything you do, and they look for ways that it makes them feel good. It turns them on. So they may sit across from you and watch you eat your food just to comment on, how your mouth moves while you're putting the food in your mouth. Just stuff like that. Narcissists who are highly sexual energy vampires, they do stuff like that. So I'm just telling y'all the signs. Because I've experienced being out on a date with someone, maybe more than one person, you know. More than once, I've witnessed how they pay attention to things that you're not even thinking about. I mean, we're out to eat. Can we just enjoy the meal and have a good conversation afterwards or whatever? But for you to just sit there and stare me down because you like the way my mouth is moving, that's creepy. It may be sexual to them, it may be a turn on to them, but it could be creepy to the person they're with. But they look at that as supply because it makes them feel good and they want more of it. So they may even say, "So what you want for dessert? So you don't like ice cream?" They even talk like that. They try to kind of lower their voice and change their tone so that they can sound sexy and, hope to turn you on. And your mind is not even on that, you know. You're just trying to get past the moment. Like, what is your obsession with me eating? What's up with that? And some people, they may look at it as like, "Oh, you're so silly." They not being silly. They showing you just who they are. They sitting across from you getting turned on. That's a high for them, and they crave more of that. Another thing that narcissists like to do that shows how highly sexual they are is looking at half naked women on social media. Sometimes they get so sloppy, they they don't even like try to be private. They don't care who notice their activity on social media. They're just so caught up in the moment. Some of them could be in a relationship. Of course, narcissists don't care about who they're with. All they care about is pleasing themselves. And if that kind of stuff pleases them and turns them on, that's what you're going to see out of a narcissist on social media. They can't get enough of looking at half naked women and leaving, comments under different photos and stuff of women. Again, they be so like in a whole nother place. They forget that, other people can see this who could probably go back and tell your girlfriend or something like that, or go back and tell your wife. But they don't care. They can't help it. It's in their nature, it's in their spirit. It's all over them and they can't hide it. They can't deny it. They may say something like, try to play your intelligence, which is really insulting to say something like, "Well, I was giving them a compliment. I mean, I didn't take you to be the insecure type." No, don't try to switch this around and turn it into something about me. That's how you got to come at the narcissist and let them know up front, "Look, there's nothing insecure about me, but I will not be disrespected. If this is something that you can't help to do, if this is a bad habit, I don't think this is going to work with us because you're going to respect me, you know, and you shouldn't have to ask for respect from anyone who you're in a relationship with. That's a given, that's an automatic. They should want to respect you, you know, but they have wandering eyes. And it's such a bad habit. You can be on a walk and they have turned all the way around looking at a woman who's passing by. with some tight fitted jeans on or something. She may not have tight fitted clothing on, just showing a lot of skin. And it got their attention. You can be in a deep conversation, but they don't know it because they mind is back there on the person that just passed y'all. They don't care. They don't care at all about how you feel, which is very inconsiderate of your feelings. And again, it's very disrespectful. But we're talking about a narcissist, and that's how they operate. And another thing they like to do is they like to kind of get you to dress a certain way. They love to put the input in on how you dress. They're very opinionated on your style, how they think that you should look. And a lot of times they may be comparing you to other females. They want you to go for that look because that's the closest way of them getting to that person because they may have their mind on another female from earlier who they ran across. They can be very obsessed with people's appearance and looks. They are very, sexually attracted to people. They don't care nothing about getting to know nobody. They don't want to pick your mind. They don't care about your intelligence. None of that. They don't even know your last name. Barely can remember your first name. That's why they so quick to give you these little nicknames. Because that's what they can remember you by the most. Say red and all this old mess. Or say black or whatever. They got to find a little name to remember you by based on, how you look. Very disrespectful. Just doggish. Um, And that's why they may want you to start to dress a certain way so you could just be looking like a darn stripper all around the house. Just to please them. Like, when are you gonna have enough? Like, are you like this 24/7? Yes. You best believe the narcissist will never pass up the moment for pleasure. I mean, are they ever too tired for it? No. And I'm not just saying like in a relationship. You're talking about a committed relationship and they are faithful in their relationship. That's one thing. Especially if both partners are, they good on it. That's for them. Nobody's business. But a narcissist who is so like highly sexual, like a nympho, the nympho type, you know, it's like they kind of hold it over your head that, well, you knew me when we first, I've been like this when we first met. You knew this when we first met. They're gonna end up throwing that back in your face, believe it or not. They may throw it in your face if they get caught cheating and you call them out for it. That's their way of taking accountability, is telling you that you knew that, they were that way when y'all met. You knew who you got with. So now it's my fault that you don't have any self-control. So I just got to deal with the disrespect and the cheating. No, you deserve better. You don't got to put up with that. Leave them right where they are with that person or whatever else they choose to do for pleasure. But you don't have to accept that just to say you got somebody. You could do better. Or just be by yourself. We got to learn that it's okay to be single. There's so many things that you can do while you're single. Life goes on and you're not going to fall apart because you're not in a relationship. When that time comes, it'll happen, and especially if it's for you. But if not, chill out and find something else to do with yourself. Because some people are addicted to relationships, and that's how they end up getting caught up with these people because they don't feel like that they can be alone. And that's the best time to really like work on self. Like start journaling. look into new hobbies, give things a try, you know, stuff like that. Search for something to do, you know. Anything that pleases you other than just saying, well, I'll be happy if I had somebody. Because the devil hears what you want as well. And you can get some any old body and end up running into a narcissist. And you don't want to be stuck in that type of connection. Because it's hard to separate from with the trauma bond and everything. You got to think about that. A lot of times the connection, it starts from a trauma bond. You were never meant to even be with that person. You have issues and they have issues, and y'all never really resolved it from the root. And you decided, well, I'm comfortable enough being in this toxic relationship, and and this is us on an off and on thing. Some people just be like really bragging about off and on relationships without really fixing anything on the off time. Just going back to the same old thing, and it just get worse. The relationship never matured, and it will never grow. Never grow. It'll always be toxic. And then it gets to the point where they start to glorify that, and you know, and I've been there. I ain't gonna lie, I've been there. But I grew. I matured from that. I got a more mature mindset from that. I got an open mind to see things like why I was that way then. I can still, I can look back at myself and see why I was the way that I was with that person, why I allowed myself to accept things and be a certain way with a certain person. And then looking at me now and stuff like, you see the growth in yourself, you see the maturity, and then you know yourself more, you love yourself more, you can accept yourself now and be happy with yourself. And at the same time, you develop like a higher standard that you could be proud of and look forward to having more and better in a person and for you. Like you're going to know if that person wants the best for you. You're not just going to settle, and we're still going to sometimes fall hard in relationships. But the thing about it is, again, you have to check yourself sometimes. You have to be willing to do that. Even going forward and setting the stakes higher. You got to see what things went wrong on your behalf and why you were willing to accept certain behaviors from others. So, it's just a lot to consider when dealing with anybody. But when dealing with a narcissist, you best believe that once you pull away from that, you're going to feel a such relief of knowing that that weight has been lifted off you. Then you could focus more on you and work on you and healing and you know everything going forward, because the narcissist is not going to change, and you can't change them, and you shouldn't want to change anyone. The narcissists never see the error in their ways. And that's why I'm mentioning some of these traits they have, when it comes to being an energy vampire and why it works so well for them. It's because you were so willing to give without setting any boundaries, without setting any rules for yourself. You were wide open for them, easy. And so they don't see limitations. They feel as though they are entitled to do and say what they want and, just be pleased with whatever they ask for, even though no matter what, it ain't gonna never be enough. That's why they are so They're known to cheat. They have a really bad habit of cheating. There's no commitment with a narcissist because they have to fulfill that energy. They live off other people, they drain people, and they never get enough. And you just happen to be one of the victims. But another way that narcissist really drains people through sexual energy is, again, they get excited about people's appearance and things like that. But sometimes you may not be aware of a male narcissist and his attraction to men. Now, it may not be a sexual attraction, but then it might be, but not in a way that where he'll act on it as if, that's a part of his sexuality. He can still be a straight male and not want to pursue another man sexually, but at the same time, he's sexually attracted to this man because this man is fit and this man works out and this man is a fitness guru and he just like, he just cooking, you know, and he admires that about the man to the point where it turns him on. Trust and believe, narcissists get turned on by things like that. And when their partner, if their partner should ask them, question them like, so what's up with you? Why are you okay there? Like, is it something I need to know? Cause you act like you feeling old boy. The first thing they're gonna say is, dang, that's the problem now. We can't give other men compliments. And it's not that. It's like you're so indulged in it, like you got lost for a minute, like the way you looking at old boy, you need to be looking at me. They may be showing other men more attention than they showing the women, you know. And it's been said, that narcissists, they could go both ways. They could be whatever. And that's on them. That's their life. You know, I don't have nothing to say about that other than if it if it causes problem in a relationship to where you cheat on your partner, then that's a problem. It's a problem, period, if anybody cheats. That's gonna always be a big issue in a relationship. It should be, you should really be thinking about, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work for me. It doesn't matter narcissist or not. But that part. And also, narcissists, they just love to do things to where, you know, they they really think that they just God's gift to the world. They're so in love with self, very grandiose, and they expect you to kind of bow down to them. That's another turn on for a narcissist. They constantly need admiration. And it's like, I just told you to look good. And it doesn't matter. They can have on the nicest outfit, look good for the day, and took so much time getting ready, and it's still not enough. It's like, dang, what do I need to do? Bow down to you? Like, it's never enough for a narcissist. And that gives them the ultimate supply to know that, oh my God, like, oh, like you just ain't seen them look so good in so long. Like they just doing it on everybody. Like this is what they need to hear on a daily. And nobody got the energy for that, you know. Some of them are very flashy, got to have the latest of everything. They brag a lot. That's a turn on for them. But it's more so a turn on if you constantly admire them, constantly give them compliments. And it also gives them a form of power to know that they got that over you. They got you in a place to where they can't step in the room without you, commenting on what they have on from head to toe. Some of them are just too fresh and too clean for their own good, so fresh and so clean or whatever for their own good. It's like they will never give you that type of compliment. They will never notice you. You can go for a long time with the same look, and the moment you decide to change it up and you're just expecting to get something from them, and they don't even notice it because they're so self-centered and arrogant. It's just like, ugh, you might as well be alone than to have to be with somebody like that, because they're never going to give you a compliment, never flatter you or make you feel like, okay, I see, make you blush or put a smile on you. They don't care about nobody like that but themselves. So those are the traits of a highly sexual narcissist, a energy vampire. They will drain you of everything in so many different ways. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention before I end this live is that they are addicted to porn. I don't have to say sex because we already know, of course, they're highly sexual. But it's like they always want you to try something new because they're so addicted to porn. They're always watching porn. And they watch porn to get off because you may be tired. Like, oh, how many more times do we, like they will drain you. They never let the time build up in between to where, you know, y- you're the one they wanted the most and they know it. They don't never let it get like that because they need it 24/7. It's like they don't get tired of it. And again, trust and believe, if they're not getting it from you, I don't care if you do live together, they may be getting it from somewhere else. They have some of the most weirdest cravings and habits. They may go sit at the gym just to watch, anything to them, watching a woman, you know, working certain things, equipment up in the gym. They get a turn off from that. And the men, they pass by people and they turning their head, getting a good look. It's like that's what it's all about with a highly sexual narcissist. But I would hate to be in a relationship with someone like that because they will suck you dry, never get enough, and then have the audacity to manipulate you and try to make you feel guilty because you just don't have the energy anymore. And they'll try to make you feel guilty to say that you're not trying to please them or you're being selfish. And it's like, God, dog. But I done talked about this enough. I'm going to go ahead and end it here again. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you find the content helpful or you enjoyed it. Please leave your thoughts down below. And again, feel free to donate to my channel. The Cash App is I'm sorry, $ Major Way. And it's Way just WA, not WAY. Um, yeah. So I will talk to y'all in the next one. Bye.